Well, Sláinte, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? So I have one here that I haven't had in a very long time. I think it was 2013 is the last time I had this beer. I picked it up at a Randall's in Fairview Heights, I believe it was, just before you jump over the river into St. Louis. It's their Scotty Karate Scotch Ale. This one is great big, though, at 9.75, 26 IBUs. There's a big story about how the beer was named, but we don't need to get into that now. But I decided to do something a little different for this video. I did a video for this beer a long, long time ago, but since I hadn't had it in a while, I wanted to do a video for the beer. However, I want to do something I hadn't done for a while either, is do a beer and whiskey pairings. Wait a minute, Tom, you've done that. Yes, I have, but not in a non-live setting. Just to relax and do a video that's not live without any other participation. I didn't feel I'd done that in a while, and the flavors of this beer and this whiskey I thought would work well together. So I've got an American version of a Scotch ale, and then from Endeavor Brewing and Spirits, out of Columbus, I have their malt whiskey, batch number 001, small batch. This is at 90 proof. I'm going to read a little bit here on their bottle. Malt whiskey, our single malt whiskey, is made using a combination of Scottish whiskey malt imported from Speyside and specialty malt from Belgium. This delicate whiskey produces notes of sweet and earthy flavors. It is, wow, good. But it also felt like an American version of a single malt Scotch. That's why I kind of wanted to not compare, but to pair these two together. So I've got myself, as you can see, a very generous pour there. Oh man. That big, smoky, Speyside malted barley you can feel on the nose there. Endeavor was, well, I would say the first stop at Columbus was the Hop Brow House because we needed to eat, but the first brewery and distillery was Endeavor. And then from Endeavor, I went to Echo, and from Echo to High Bank. Man, that's delicious. A little sweet initially, as you might expect. Feel like you're picking up some honey notes, a little honey, heather. You feel that big, bold smokiness. Oh, it's delicious. And it's another reason I love the American single malt category, because there's just, I was going to say no rules. The rules being it has to be 100% malted barley, but the aging process kind of changes. Some like this one here, obviously with the malt they're using, they're going more for a Scotch-like product. But many American single malts are using new American charred oak, so they're doing something completely different, even though they're all starting with malted barley. And in this case, they're using some malted barley from Scotland and Belgium. So they got quite a different animal happening here. Let's pick up my Scotty Karate here. This beer is just insane, man. It really is. Big and bold. I mean, again, I'm getting similar aromas that I'm getting from my whiskey over here. Which is why I was thinking, well, should I do video for just the beer. So now I want to combine a couple products and see what happens. Because I those that know me know I love my beer and whiskey pairings, but I've been opting for a lot of live videos over the last few months. So now through my vacation, I didn't want to do a lot of live video because I want to really announce where I was every day. So I've been doing a lot of individual videos for the individual product, let's say. So I've been trying to get back into that, but I also love the pairings. But I think I'm going to start doing less live and start focusing more on the product rather than the audience, which tends to, what happens when you start doing live videos, you focus on who's watching, who's listening, who's commenting, rather than the product that you're drinking. And I just wanted to focus on these two products. Now, this is big. It's big. I mean, there's a lot of ABV happening here, obviously. I got to be honest with you. I love this beer. It is one of my personal favorites of the style category, American versions of the Scotch ale. This one is just genius, man. It says, pairs well with spicy food, pungent cheese, and justice for all. Absolutely, man. Yeah, you want to if you're pairing food with this particular beer, which may not be your best decision, but if you're doing it, yeah, you're going to want something very big and bold. They say spicy food, yeah. I'm going to say barbecue too. I'm going to say a brisket would be perfect. You got a big, bold brisket. I think it'd be too much for pork, but I'm going to say brisket and ribs, even though ribs are typically... I'm going to say beef and pork ribs, because you got a heartier thing happening there. Because you got that smoke going on, I think it'd work. Spicy, yeah, let's put a finer point on it. Let's say gumbo. I think this would be great with gumbo. Chili, why the hell not? Why the hell not, man? Yeah. Anything big and bold. Pungent cheese, yes. Any good big blue, a Gruyere. An aged sharp white cheddar. Anything, again, anything big and bold. Speaking of big and bold, I won't pair the beer or the whiskey with it, but I'm doing some Mexican for dinner. Channeling my time in Las Cruces, New Mexico. My wife picked the last of our poblanos and tomatillos out of the garden the other day, so today I cooked them all up. Put a nice char on them and then kind of stewed them down. So again, channeling my time in Las Cruces, we're going to do a flat New Mexico style enchilada with some fideo. But I'm going to do green fideo. Not your typically you would add tomato sauce and stock. I'm going to do a green version, some green chilies. And then I'm going to do some fish. I got some my wife got these frozen pollock fillets, and I kind of give them a little Hispanic seasoning, if you will. And so I'm gonna cook those in the air fryer. Then we're gonna have the enchiladas and the fideo. I just haven't decided if we're going to go all the way and do enchiladas montadas, put that egg on the top. Because I can remember the very first time I was at Si Senor and he asked me if I wanted an egg on my enchilada. I'd never heard of such thing, but I said okay. And I never heard of a flat enchilada at that point in time either, so they brought those enchiladas to me that were flat with an egg on top and green sauce. And at first I thought, oh my God, what did I order? This isn't going to be good. And then I took a bite. I busted that egg open when the yolk ran all over the green sauce. I took a bite with that cheese in there, that white Mexican cheese. The egg, those fresh hatch green chilies. And I thought, oh my God, these people are geniuses. This is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. Oh my God. That was when I first got to town there, and I was in town there a few weeks before my wife was able to get there. My wife and daughter were able to get there. And I was at that place a lot because, I mean, I swear to goodness, I thought that was like the best thing I'd ever ate in my life. It was amazing. The Mexican food there was just insane. And I thought to myself, why isn't everybody doing flat enchiladas? You don't need to spend this time rolling those suckers. Put them in the sauce. Put some cheese in the middle. Put that top layer on. Throw an egg on top. I mean, damn. That is brilliant, man. So anyway, I won't be having this beer with that, but when they said spicy food, I kind of thought, well, hey, that's what we're doing. Anyway, I'm going to finish this, and I want to finish up dinner. I like this whiskey. So I had a sample of it. I had just a tiny bit of it. I'm going to try it. Even though I knew they were going more for a Scotch, and I'm not the biggest fan of Scotch whiskey, in all honesty. I do like single malts, though. So I was kind of curious what they were going for here. And, man, I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying this one. That's why I thought, well, I'm going to pair it with the Scotty Karate. And I hadn't had Scotty Karate for so long that my recollection was I really liked it, but I really had no clear recollection of the flavors. And this thing is brilliant, man. Again, it's big, it's bold, it's in your face. I mean, everything I like about a good beer and a good whiskey. It's unapologetic. It is who it is. You're either going to like it or you're not, and it doesn't care one way or the other. A lot like me. It's big, it's bold, it's in your face. And you're either going to like me or not, and I'm not going to lose much sleep over one way or the other. Oh, gosh. I did forget how much I really like this beer, though. It's just freaking amazing. Originally, I was supposed to have a podcast this evening, but it got postponed, so I was kind of relieved, to be honest with you. I just want to kind of relax. That's why I can drink a little bit different today. I can relax, take it easy. Oh, gosh, that beer's so good. So the color of the whiskey, again, it really leans much more towards a Scotch, as you can tell. But I got to be honest with you, I'm really enjoying this one a lot more than I thought I was going to. I mostly bought it because I wanted to have... I've been trying to buy a lot of American single malts because I like to see different... the small distilleries' interpretation of, right? I want to see, what are you doing here? Let me see what you're doing. So I knew it was going to be a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but I was very curious, and it is just amazing. It is good. My wife found this Glencairn at a thrift store out in that direction because they didn't have a whiskey glass here at the room, so she picked this one up. I believe it's a Dalmore glass with the stag on. But nevertheless, I thought it would work for this particular pairing as well. But I had the right glass. Because I was typically, I don't dislike the Glencairns. I have several of them and use them. But I also don't know that they're needed with every whiskey. Sometimes I prefer just your regular, American whiskey glass. Just a nice round glass. Perfect for neat drinking. Pour a couple ounces in there, right about there. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Things don't always have to be pretentious. Oh man. Big malt forward. I haven't got into a lot of particular tasting notes here, but again, big malt forward. You might find some toffee-like sweetness here. Almost feels like you get a little bit of that cigar tobacco kind of note. Oh man, it is good. Go back to the whiskey. Whiskey and beer pairings are kind of interesting. A lot of folks like to go with similar flavors and aromas. Some will try to go, not necessarily opposites, but different directions. I typically don't necessarily look for like flavors and aromas. I look for complementary. In this particular case, I would just using an American version of a Scotch ale with an American version of a single malt whiskey. Because I knew they used the Space Side malt, so I knew it was going to have some similarities to a Scotch, let's say. So let's pair that with this and let's see what we got. And they just work amazingly well together. It almost brings out a lot of the sweetness of the whiskey. Because I feel like I'm picking up all the sugars here. I feel like I'm picking up some nice honey-like notes in there. A light toffee note. Oh man, that is gorgeous. Anyways, let me show you this bottle one last time. Endeavor Brewing and Spirits Malt Whiskey Batch 001, 90 proof, distilled and bottled by Endeavor Spirits, Columbus, Ohio. Recycle, leave no trace. I like that. We all seek adventure and experience the world in our own way. At Endeavor Spirits, we bring those experiences into every bottle. Our spirits are crafted from drawing on our collection of travels and pulling inspiration from the natural world around us, rewarding our attention, never demanding it. This stuff is really good. Let me show you that bottle. Let me show you that story if you want to pause that frame and read it for yourself. There we go. Let's launch it. Show you the Scotty Karate one more time. Oh, this thing is brilliant. Yeah, I mean at 975, there certainly is some American influence in here, let's just say. But I like what they've done with this their version of a Scotch ale. I mean it's just super powered. It is amazing. Scotty Karate Scotch ale. It is just insane. There's a great story there. I'm going to let you read it. I've read it before in other videos, so I don't want to go through it again. But it's a great story. It's a great beer. Oh, Dark Horse Brewing. I really like them a lot. Alrighty, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyorism, and I am also Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker. I was trying to shut this down under 20, and I was starting to wrap it up about 18, but apparently I talked too long. Hopefully we'll be done by 21 minutes, anyways. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys.